Hello guys, welcome to Movie Mind YouTube channel. Today, in this video, I am going to explain to you the full story of the Loved Ones movie. Let's take a look at the story of this movie without further delay. In the movie starting, Brant is going in a car with his father. His father was enjoying the music while singing the song playing in the car. Suddenly a person came in the way of their car which was going happily. The man looked horrible with blood all over his body. Brant then tried to avoid him and lost control of his car completely, hitting a tree on the side of the road. Unfortunately, his father died in that accident. After 6 months, Brant is still depressed after losing his father. Suffering that he was the reason for his father's death, he also became addicted to drugs to relieve the pain. Apart from that, he was punishing himself physically. He was cutting himself with a blade around his neck. But the next day, a girl named Lola from the same college wants to go with Brant to the prom at his college. Brant apologizes to Lola that if he tells Brant the same thing, he already has a girlfriend and he will go with her. Here, prom means a party celebrated by student couples in the Western country. Later, Brant meets a girl named Holly. This Holly is not someone but Brant's girlfriend, as he told Lola to earlier. Later, Holly goes in her car to drop Brant near his house. But Brant asks him to stop the car a short distance from his house instead of near his house and gets down there. Brant tells Holly that Lola invited him to the prom. In the next scene, when Brant goes into the house, his mother asks him how he will go to the school party, and he says that he will go in Holly's car. But his mother does not want that and asks him to go in a taxi. Taxi drivers are very experienced and it is safe for him. Looking at her words here, he understands that Brant's mother is also very depressed due to the death of Brant's father, and somewhere Brant is the cause of this. That's why Brant got down there to ask Holly to stop the car not near his house but far away from the house. Apart from that, Brant's mother puts a lot of restrictions on him. It also means that he is disappointed in him. Brant sees it and leaves. His dog also comes with him. He wants to go to a hill and commit suicide. But he realizes the situation and sits there listening to music. Meanwhile, his mother calls him. While he was picking up the call, suddenly someone came behind him and make him unconscious. He puts him in a truck and takes it from there. Here, Brant picks up the call and his mother gets confused because he doesn't talk. She goes to the hill area to look for him. She knew that Brant always came to this hillside when he was depressed. But Brant is nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Holly gets ready for the prom party and arrives at Brant's house. As she knocks on the door, Brant's mother comes running behind her and asks Holly about Brant. Holly says she doesn't know where he is. Immediately, Brant's mother calls a police officer named Paul, who says that Brant is missing. But Paul doesn't take it seriously. The reason is that Brant has done this many times. But after learning about Brant's dog that came home with injuries, he immediately started his investigation. Holly takes the injured dog to the hospital, but the dog dies on the way. The kidnapper who kidnaps Brant takes an animal lying dead on the road and goes near his house. This is where the first twist is revealed. The kidnapper in that truck was none other than Lola's father. Later, they think Brant is dead because he doesn't move. But if you check his heartbeat, you will know that he is alive. Later, he is taken inside the house. Lola's father gave Lola a new dress that he had brought for her. Lola changed the dress in front of her father's eyes. Her father was watching all that. Later in the scene, Brant wakes up and notices that his dress has been changed and he is tied to a chair. Both Lola and her father are sitting in front of him. An old lady was also sitting there along with them. They call him Blue Eyes. Brant tries hard to escape from there. But no matter how much you try, there is no use. Lola and her father decorated their house ready for the prom. Because Brant refused to go to the prom with Lola, his father kidnaps Brant and celebrates the prom party at their house. In the next scene, Lola Brant gives an injection in the neck. It damaged Brant's vocal cords and left him unable to speak. Later, Lola's father takes a photo of his daughter with Brant. Next, they are having dinner. As the old lady who was sitting there with them did not eat anything, Lola forcefully puts food in the old lady's mouth. Actually, who is that old lady? It is not given clarity anywhere in this movie. But Lola doesn't like that old lady. Lola tries to force feed Brant also, but when Brant doesn't give any response, they threaten to torture him and force him to eat food. Brant then gestures that he needs to go to the washroom. Lola asks her to empty the milk glass there and urinate in it. Before she can count to 10, they threaten to put screw on his private part if he doesn't urinate in it. Then there is another option, or they have to do what Brant said. Just then, Brant, who somehow untied himself, pushes Lola out and runs out of there. He went under the truck they came in. Lola's father, who came running out immediately, first turns on the truck and takes it back, where Brant is seen. Seeing that, he is going to punch Brant with that truck. With that, Brant runs away and climbs a tree. Lola also comes there. They both turn psycho and stone Brant on the tree. Brant falls from the tree after being hit by a rock thrown by Lola. He becomes unconscious again. They both bring Brant into the house and stab him in the legs to prevent him from running away again. The police officer who went in search of Brant found Brant's headphones and mobile lying on the hill. He takes them and shows them to Brant's mother. Lola on this side, she shows her photo album to Brant. Looking at the photos in that album makes sense that it was not the first time they kidnapped Brant. From Lola's childhood, her father kidnaps the boys, then tortures them like Brant, takes photos with them, and puts those photos in this album. This is their job. But Brant sees a photo of a man named Valentine in the same photos. Lola says that Valentine has run away from them. That fugitive is not someone, but the person who blocks Brant's car in the starting of the movie and causes his car accident. So Brant understands that the reason for his father's death is this psycho, father and daughter. And that boy is also the son of a policeman looking for Brant. The album also includes Brant's photo. Later, Lola cuts the love symbol on Brant's body as she did for the boys shown in that album. LS is written in that symbol. LS stands for meaning Lola Stone. That's her full name. Their psycho mind is so extreme that salt is sprinkled on the cut place on Brant's body. Brant can't stand it. Next is the Queen announcement in that party. Lola's father announces Lola as Queen. Later, even though Brant is stabbed in the legs, Lola stands him up and dances with him. But Lola can't feel dancing with Brant. Then she leaves him and dances with her father. After this dance, they take out the dead animal brought on the road. Then it is cut and a secret basement door is opened in the room they are in. This is where the movie takes an interesting turn. From the door they opened, very horrible screams are heard. In it there are men who have changed into a very ugly form. They are not all anyone, until now this father and daughters. They are the ones in the album shown by Lola who was kidnapped and brought. Both of them are throwing them into this without killing them. Then water is poured into it and the animal brought by them is thrown into it. Seeing all this, Brant gets scared. In the next scene, Lola's father takes a drill from a toolkit and hands it to Lola to drill a hole in Brant's head from the skull to the brain. Lola does the same. The mark on the forehead of the old lady over there was also done this way. Then hot water is poured in that hole. Then the hot water reaches his brain and disables his mind. So Lola is ready to pour hot water. But Lola feels that the hole she made is small. Then she asks father to make the hole a little bigger. Then Brant, who has already opened his cuts Lola's father with the blade in his hand while the psycho father is looking to make a hole again with the driller. He takes out a knife stuck on his leg and stabs him in the neck. Then he pushes him in the basement. Those in it keep eating him. But Lola, who came behind Brant, also pushes Brant in the same basement. Then close the basement door. Brant finds a torch in it. If they keep attacking him, Brant will kill them all. Here Lola comes to the old lady in her room and kills her. Later in the scene, Holly remembers that Lola invited Brant to the prom. Immediately she calls the police officer and tells about this. The police officer goes to Lola's house. There he sees the whole house covered in blood. He breaks the door and goes inside the house. Then someone comes into Brant's house and he realizes the matter and starts shouting loudly. Hearing the screams, the police officer opens the basement door. But Lola, who came behind him, hit the police officer on the head with a rod and pushed him into the basement. Brant finds the police officer's gun. He fires at Lola with it, but Lola escapes. Later Lola goes to Brant's house to kill his mother and Holly. As she cannot drive, she walks on the road. Next Brant gets an idea. He stacks all the bodies there and somehow comes out of the basement. Holly also comes to Lola's house looking for Brant. Lola sees Holly's car coming on the road, drops his album on the car. Holly makes a sudden break. Then Lola gets into the car and attacks Holly. Holly runs away from Lola's hand. Brant also comes speeding in a car to stop Lola. Just then Holly comes in front of his car on the road. But lucky Holly escapes. But the car hits Lola, who came behind Holly. But Lola is still alive. He comes towards the car while walking on the road. Seeing that, Brant reverses his car and kills Lola with his car. From there he goes to his home and meets his mother. This is how the movie ends. For such an interesting movie explanation, please subscribe to my channel and activate the bell next to it. Also, if you like this video, don't forget to like and comment. Thanks for watching. See you later in the video.